can we really justify anybody being lost and going to hell? If you think that it's unfair for a baby, then how about a lot of people that the world respects and admires? How about the poor person that never was preached Jesus, as you alluded to, the person who never heard the gospel? That's another hard question to answer. But I think all of these are related, and that is, the reason I'm going to give you two conclusions I have. One is that, yeah, the person that never heard about Jesus is lost, and the child that never reaches the age of accountability or put his faith in the Savior is lost, and the unborn baby is lost. And I think that's what I think. And the reason is that the scriptures tell us over and over again that there is a group of people who are put into the lake of fire. So if we want to start giving liberty to one group, like the poor people who live in Africa and didn't hear the gospel, it's a slippery slope that may lead to universalism, and that's where it inevitably ends. Is that everybody will end up getting saved anyway? God's so merciful; they're going to save everybody. So I think that if we don't accept the fact that some people are lost, that there's not going to be universalism, then what happens to these lost people? One of the reasons I believe in annihilationism.
Yeah, annihilationism. Yeah.
Is because if someone was going to be eternally tormented, then not only do I think the worst sinners wouldn't deserve to be eternally tormented, but I certainly don't think that people less guilty that just didn't hear the gospel, or a child that never reached the age of accountability, or an unborn child, I don't think they deserve eternal torment either. So is God going to write a blank check and let everybody into heaven for all these circumstances, or is it true that there's a group of people who are put in the lake of fire? I gave you one verse. There's more of them. Whoever believes in him is not condemned. Whoever believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. So over and over, the scriptures tell us there are these two groups of people, the believers and the unbelievers, and that there are some people that go to the judgment seat of Christ, some people who go to the great white throne judgment, and they go into the lake of fire. So the only way I can justify the people going into the lake of fire is if going into the lake of fire just means that you perish. So I don't think there would be anything wrong with babies, unborn babies, little children, innocent people who lived around the world just dying and being found lacking, and then they are in the lake of fire and they perish. Don't anybody accuse me of saying that babies are going to be burned in hell. So I don't think there would be anything wrong with babies, unborn babies, little children, innocent people who lived around the world just dying and being found lacking, and then they are in the lake of fire and they perish. Don't anybody accuse me of saying that babies are going to be burned in hell.
Don't anybody accuse me of saying that babies are going to be burned in hell. Don't anybody accuse me of saying that babies are going to be burned in hell.
I don't think they're going to be suffering in the lake of fire. I think they just die and they perish. So that's one of the reasons, another reason of many that I've told you in the past, that I think that eternal torment doesn't make sense, because if eternal torment was correct, I'd have to say that little children and unborn babies all go to heaven, and I can't see that in the scriptures.
And I can't see that in the scriptures. And I can't see that in the scriptures. And I can't see that in the scriptures.